Hello and welcome to the ID Talk podcast. My name is Tony Bitzionis, and we've got a very special episode for you this week. Last month, I was in Washington, D.C., along with my good friends and co-hosts, Alex Perala and Dave Barclay, and we were there for Identity Week America 2025, and we had a lot of fun. And while we were there, we recorded a lot of conversations that we had with people, and we'd like to bring them to you today as a special edition of the ID Talk podcast. So without further ado, here we go. Enjoy.
Hey, we're here with Tina D'Agostine with Alcatraz. How are you doing today?
Doing great. Excited to be here and to be on your show and talking with you and Alex.
Amazing. Oh yeah, and Alex Perala is here too.
I'm still here.
Alcatraz, this is named after the famous island prison?
It is. We're based in Cupertino, so we're a Bay Area company, and we came up with Alcatraz. It's meant to be, we keep people out versus in, but certainly our product is called The Rock, so we use the Alcatraz theme.
Tony and I were watching the film The Rock with Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage last night.
Famous one. Yeah.
So you specialize, as you were saying, in keeping people out of places that they shouldn't be. So like, what are some of those places?
So we are in physical access control. We're transforming the way people move through their secured spaces, and we're in all kinds of verticals, from very high secure data centers, financial institutions, critical infrastructure. We work with the largest hyperscalers in the world, but then we're also at workplaces and stadiums and arenas and kind of everything in between. So we're seeing this transformation across every vertical.
And what technology is actually like preventing these people from getting unauthorized access?
So our product, The Rock, which is right behind you, is the hardware that we use, and it's an end-to-end platform. So we have software that powers it, but The Rock is a facial biometric solution with 3D imaging and liveness, and essentially it's that secure, convenient, private experience for the physical world. The founder of our company worked at Apple. He left Apple to found Alcatraz to bring the same secure, private, convenient experience from the digital world into the physical world.
So if I had a stadium that I wanted to keep bad people out of, I would just take this black box and put it at all the entrances?
That's exactly correct. This goes at doors or any secured locations, and it communicates with our platform. We have two architectures, cloud and on-prem, in how we communicate, but all the processing is done at the edge. It's an edge-based device, so it's very seamless enrollment, much like you experience with Face ID on the iPhone. You look up, down, left, right, and you're enrolled. It's that simple. We can be up and running in 30 minutes, and it works inside the architecture of the access control ecosystem. So we sit on the edge, and we communicate back to an access control platform in the customer's environment.
And Alex, on-prem means on-premise.
Yes, I learned that earlier today from an interview you did, so thank you for that, Dave. Tina, I'm curious a little bit about, I don't know how much you can talk about the underlying technology. I'm sure there's some proprietary stuff, but just because you brought up the Apple connection with the founder, does it involve lasers? Is it 3D, 2D? What can you say about it?
It is 3D, and it is proprietary, but I would say that the real difference, again, is in the enrollment and how we authenticate. So we manufacture that entire solution. We have very intelligent modules. You can think about it like a computer at the door with AI and machine learning wrapped around it. So one of the differences in our technology is that we're not matching against images, against photos. We're actually taking a 3D representation of the face. We dispose of any images. We have no images within our system. And through that experience, we're then, when someone coming up to authenticate, we take another mathematical representation of the face, and if they match, we send what looks like a badge number through to the access control system. So we actually look no different than a badge reader to the access control system. All of the processing is done on the edge, and then when someone authenticates, we send through that badge number and the access control system opens the door.
Right. Yeah, this is a theme that we see coming up is like privacy, data privacy.
Absolutely.
And I guess that's the architecture here is like you don't want to send somebody's face image through the system, just like a code.
Exactly. We never share the biometric profiles outside of the device. It's AE 256 encrypted at transit and in rest. So all the processing is done at the edge. And then that badge number gets sent to the access control system. And the real magic in our experience is that the access control system doesn't send us any PII either. So we don't know a name, we don't know any information about the individual. So on that privacy first topic, we're a biometric who doesn't know a name and doesn't have any images. So from a privacy perspective, we meet all of the compliance, whether it's BIPA, CCPA, or GDPR, because of that architecture.
Right. Tina, just before thank you so much for joining us here on the podcast. Before we wrap up, can you please stamp my passport so I can possibly be in a draw to win an Apple Watch?
I will absolutely do that for you. I would be happy, but only if you share it. Like, if you win, what do I get?
I can give it to you 6 months of the year.
Amazing.
You're the only one who's bargained with me so far. And I appreciate that.
That was Dave and Alex speaking with Tina D'Agostine, CEO and co-founder of Alcatraz, and for a brief period of time, the hopeful half owner of an Apple Watch that Dave did not win. So sorry for that, Tina, but thank you for talking to us. Next, we've got Dave in conversation with Annemarie Mattheyse, marketing director at Idemia.
All right, I'm here at the Idemia booth with Annemarie. How's it going today?
Good, thanks. Yeah, looking forward to day 2.
Yeah. This is one of the top 2 days of the whole show, I think.
It's one of the only 2 days of the show.
Yeah. I guess that's true. You wanted to show me something with these keys, with the UV keys?
Yeah, so Idemia has been providing PIV cards to the federal government for going on 20 years now. And these secure combined cards have both a physical and a logical access control credential on them.
Yeah.
But of course, for the logical side, if you want to access systems and data, you need a card reader that you need to insert into your laptop. And people find that inconvenient.
That's a bit, encumbrancy, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a hassle. So the idea of having a USB security key is very appealing.
Yeah.
This year, Idemia has launched our own solid-state USB security keys. And they have the same credentials, the same certified to the same level as our PIV cards. And just recently in July, and we're really excited about this, we were the first to be added to the approved products list of GSA for being FIPS 201 certified or FIPS 201 validated. And what that means is we meet all the criteria for the HSPD 12 directive that was issued after 9/11.
Yeah.
And that states that all federal agencies must use a common credential to access facilities and data.
Okay, yeah.
So it needs to be common, it needs to be interoperable, and it needs to be secure. And the whole FIPS validation process is related to that. Recently, the cryptographic module on our cards was validated at FIPS 140-3 validation, and we're the first in 4 years to be added to the GSA's approved products list.
Well, congratulations.
Why, thank you. And we have that same cryptographic module on our USB keys. Now, our main competitor in the USB key market likes to claim that they are FIPS compliant, but that does not mean that they have been validated and tested by a NIST.
Okay.
But ours has.
They haven't been validated and tested by a what, sorry?
Ours has been validated and tested by NIST, the National
NIST.
Institute of
Okay,
Standards
yes.
and
I've heard
Technology.
NIST, yes.
Yeah, that NIST, which means that our USB keys are fully compliant with HSPD 12.
Okay, amazing.
And the requirements of it. And so, there's a tendency, because we need to be using MFA, and a lot of government agencies realize how vulnerable passwords make them.
Yeah.
And we all know that passwords are a bad idea generally.
Yeah.
And the tendency is to just, buy a fistful of security keys from our competitor and call it a day. But what we're saying is, no, hang on. If you want to be compliant, you really need to be working with us.
Yeah, this is the good way to do it. Yeah.
This is the right way to do it. And also, what Idemia does is we help you think through your security policy in a more comprehensive way than just to sell you a fistful of keys.
Yeah, there's more like consulting and talking through it.
Absolutely. And your security system and your identity management system is only as secure as the initial proofing event. And we have solutions and software for secure identity proofing, which allows you at the point of enrollment to be sure that the person you're issuing a badge to is who they say they are. So it's sort of, and we work with partners also for comprehensive identity and access management solutions, so that if somebody leaves your company or your agency, you know that those permissions are deactivated, or if somebody loses a key, it's not the end of the world.
I lose a lot of keys, so that would be good for me. Thank you so much for talking with us. Before I go, would you mind stamping my passport?
I'd be delighted to. We want you to give the Apple Watch.
Thank you. Thank you for supporting my dream.
You're very welcome, Dave. Anytime.
All right. Thanks, Annemarie.
That was Dave talking to Annemarie of Idemia. Once again, thank you, Annemarie, for taking the time to speak with Dave on one of the top 2 days of Identity Week America 2025. Coming up next, we've got Dave and Alex speaking with Michael Zurek, Head of Digital Travel Strategy and Innovation for SITA. Here we go.
We're here with Michael Zurek on day 2 of Identity Week America. Michael, how's your week going so far?
It's been a great show, a lot of interest, a lot of excitement.
Yeah.
So really a good show this year.
Amazing. And you're here with SITA. Is that the correct pronunciation?
Yeah, SITA.
SITA. And that's principally dealing with aviation and travel?
Yeah, so we started in 1948, owned by the airlines, IT provider for airlines. That's how our business started. Really did the networking between airlines, airports, and governments. Over the years, we've expanded into the IT systems more and more.
Yeah.
So, chances are you've flown on a flight, you've gone to an airport, you don't know it, but you've used our systems, our technologies behind it.
I did that 2 days ago when I flew here.
Yeah.
Amazing. And what trends to do with travel have you noticed at the show this week?
So being Identity Week, it's primarily around digital identity. A lot of interest, a lot of excitement in what's coming, what's currently here. So I think, the general feeling is it's just going to explode as far as adoption, usage, that interest. You feel that excitement for digital identity.
Yeah.
And from our perspective, having solutions to help out airlines and governments, that's exciting for people that are traveling.
Yeah.
It's going to make your life easier. It's going to make it a lot less stressful.
And a lot of that is facial recognition, right? Like that seems to be, from our reporting, the key focus for SITA as far as biometrics goes.
Yeah, so from a biometric perspective, we have about 7,000 biometric touch points deployed in airports around the world. Now it's always opt-in, so we're very much privacy-centric. The idea is, as a traveler, you want to have the convenience of a biometric journey. Enroll your biometrics, and all of a sudden your face is your boarding pass. If you want to board a flight, you want to go into a lounge, just use your face. You've been enrolled into that airport infrastructure. So yeah, the biometrics definitely is how things are trending for the future.
Yeah.
Obviously, the biometrics have to be privacy preserving, and they have to come from an authenticated or an authorized source, which is a passport. So passport is the identity document for your travel, your biometrics are in it.
Right. And it's not just like, from what I'm hearing, it's not just the SITA's technology is like scanning you literally at border screening, but it's like you might go to a lounge, or I guess even like maybe like a shop at the airports, and it could be in place there as well.
Yeah, so that
Face to buy something at a time?
Maybe not to buy something, but you gotta like verify, like you have to show your passport when you buy things at certain gift shops in airports. Does that happen to you?
Never.
so
No?
so
That
duty
happened to me.
yeah, duty free.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, if you want duty free for alcohol or cigarettes, typically, or any duty free, you have to demonstrate to the duty free shop that you are in fact taking an international trip.
Yeah.
Now, the technologies that we have is focused on the traveler's journey.
Right.
Bag drop, check-in, boarding, but it's extensible. It can be used for a lot more than that.
Right.
So, with some of the pilots that we did in Aruba, you could board a tour bus.
Oh, okay.
Biometrically, you can hold a tablet, knows who you are. You can go to a butterfly farm or go to a casino. There can be a tablet there can verify that you meet the entry requirements for that. Now, we did that during COVID. In that case, it was, do you have your COVID vaccinations? So that compliance was easier to check through that mobile means, your photograph, your identity. It all comes together. Can you buy something at duty free? Nothing's stopping you from doing that in the future. Nothing's stopping you from doing that today. It's just getting the technology out there.
Which is what coming to shows like this, I guess, is about for you, right? It's just sort of like explaining what the tech can do, how to apply it, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it is, it's exciting. I'm not sure how many people outside of this venue could say it's exciting work for digital identity.
Yeah.
But there is a passion to it that we see here on the floor because we know the potential. And that's kind of what we want to make sure we can articulate here is the potential of digital identity within travel is it's proven, it's known. It's been demonstrated, it's happening. You can take it beyond travel. It's like there's no constraints on it. So many benefits. For us, travel is core. We want to make sure that our clients, airlines, airports, and governments needs are met. We've already got that large footprint around the world.
And you have the technology, and you just have to implement it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if I'm not mistaken, it's not just airports. It's also you're in sea travel, seaports. Is that right? Disembarking, embarking,
Yep.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yep. So we've got an entire business unit that's focused on cruise ships, sea. Because if you look at international travel, and the Caribbean is a good example, a lot of flights come down, but there's also a lot of cruise ships, and they're day cruise ships. You know, the cruise ship docks at 7 in the morning. The large ships might get 5,000, 6,000 people disembarking, shopping for the day, excursions, have to be back. Well, the government wants to make sure that all those 5,000, 6,000 people that are disembarking, they're legitimate, they're known, there's no risks, there's nothing to be worried about. So that's another area, that's the next wave of how can you use digital identity, biometrics to aid in other modes. Train, bus, car. I mean, you start looking at all the modes of transportation. Airport is easy. It's a self-contained environment. It's got fixed infrastructure. You have enforcement agencies, you got police, you got border guards, all of that place. The technology, just extend it out, move it. It's very extensible, very mobile that way.
Michael, thank you so much for joining us and telling us a little bit about this. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you. It was nice to talk.
Thank you, sir. Enjoy the rest of your
Take
show.
care.
Once again, that was Dave and Alex speaking with Michael Zurek from SITA. Michael, thanks for taking the time to chat with us and for looking past the fact that I'm a Leafs fan and you are from Ottawa. That's not a small deal. Next up, we've got our good friend Ajay Amlani, CEO of Aware, talking to the guys about intelligent liveness. Enjoy.
Hey, we're here at Identity Week America on a carpeted bridge over Washington Street. We're here with Ajay Amlani from Aware. And Ajay, you wanted to tell us a little bit about intelligent liveness. This is the hot new thing
I'd love
with
to.
Aware right now?
Yeah, I'd love to. So I'll tell you a little bit about liveness in general, and then I'll dive deeper into intelligent liveness. historically, most of the market of biometrics has been in physical locations, let's say airports, or other secure office buildings or secure government locations like military bases. But now, since biometric sensors are available on cell phones and desktop cameras, you can actually do a lot more remote biometric usage. Most of the biometrics in a physical location also had an agent standing there right next to the biometric kiosk. And so a deep fake doesn't walk into a bar, it doesn't walk through an airport. So the whole concept of this was basically to be able to now drive towards a remote setting, utilizing some of the camera technology that's now available to be able to leverage that camera technology as a biometric sensor. But to do that, you really need to prove that it's a live human being in front of the camera. That's the biggest threat because there's a lot of different challenges around this. So what we've done at Aware is we've invented an ability called intelligent liveness. And what intelligent liveness does is it actually assesses the liveness of a human being while they're actually doing a biometric match, but it leverages all the signals that are actually available to you on a mobile device. Many other providers of liveness tools will only leverage certain tools, like what's coming from the camera. We're leveraging all the different signals that are actually coming from a phone, and in addition to that, other signals that are actually coming from the light that basically is around us at the time, right? There's also light coming from the screen on a cell phone or a desktop, and coupled all of those different signals, whether it's light signals, motion signals, and other signals like pixelated changes in the video or doctored video, you can actually assess to a pretty high level of confidence that it's actually a human. You could never say 100%, right? But it's about trying to get as far as you can while still balancing convenience. And that's always the simple art of being able to deliver liveness in a more accurate fashion, which is, are you asking the person to move their head left and right, open their mouth up and down, do things like move their eyebrows, which certain actually vendors in fact require you to be able to do to prove that you're a human being. They're doing tests, kind of similar to CAPTCHAs, right? But CAPTCHAs are getting harder and harder over time for humans to pass. And the reason it's getting harder and harder for humans to pass is because bots are getting smarter and smarter at being able to train on these. So the more of these different motions or actions that you're planning into it, the more that bots can actually still have the ability to train, but it becomes more and more difficult for humans to pass.
Right. So it's sort of like, it seems like you're aiming for like a world where CAPTCHA just is not necessary and kind of irrelevant.
That's right. Yeah. It's been very interesting because we're actually starting to look at the world and separate the biometric match from the liveness and the humanness aspect. Sam Altman, right, has launched this company called Tools for Humanity with the crypto WorldCoin. But the essence and the general sense behind it is, how do you test for individuality and humanness, right? That's aside from a biometric matching capability, just are you a human or are you AI? And trying to solve that problem is becoming harder and harder over time. That's why basically it's his only second company, right? That's the second one he started. Yeah. There's a reason behind that. There's an intelligence behind that. And there's a lot of investors that have jumped on that as well, because they recognize that basically assessing a live human being, and that it's a real live human being and not AI, is extra important and very hard to be able to do. And then being able to couple that with an identity match to prove that you are, in fact, who you say you are, can be done in real time at the same time to get away from user IDs and passwords and other things like that that are really difficult ways to authenticate that you are who you say you are.
Yeah.
So it's finding all these liveness things from all these different directions, and it happens very fast. Like I think I saw that it was like, it's gone from like 3 seconds to less than a second.
That's right. That's exactly right. And being able to do that in a very fast fashion and convenient fashion, but also what becomes really difficult is doing it in different kinds of lighting situations, right? Different kinds of movement situations. You could be in a car sometimes at 2:00 p.m. or 2:00 a.m. You could be moving around trying to do this. You could be walking through an airport needing to be able to do this. And to be able to do this on real time that fast when people are in a rush opens up the use cases. It opens up the ability to use it more and more often as a tool of not just convenience and security, but also privacy. You're not being asked to share a lot more information about yourself, especially in a public location, or trying to type it on a phone where somebody can actually like read the keystrokes, etc. All you're doing is you're basically just sharing your face or your iris or your voice, or your fingerprint, but in a multimodal fashion, and being able to actually use different biometrics as well, coupled with the face, is a nice way to be able to actually get an enrollment. Let's say you wanted to enroll in TSA PreCheck, right? You have to go to a physical airport today to actually enroll in TSA PreCheck or global entry. Why is that? Why can't you do that from your couch, right? Well, the ability to be able to do that, if you can prove that the human is in fact in front of the camera, opens up the ability to enroll in things like TSA PreCheck. It opens up the ability for you to apply for a role, apply for benefits, do other things like that basically saves the government a lot of money or saves companies a lot of money because they don't have to have the physical office location or the staffing necessary to be able to have that appointment come in. And for the person itself, it saves them a ton of time. Because I know I've got 3 kids, I got to drop them off at soccer practice all the time.
Yeah.
You know, my wife's like trying to figure out like what to do for dinner. And on top of that, I have to go into some office location to be able to apply and just basically prove that I am who I say I am. Because all the rest of the stuff I can do on a form. I can fill out the information and everything that I need. But to prove that I'm a live human and the right human, I still have to go into a physical office and set up an appointment a few weeks out.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me. And it doesn't make sense to a lot of other people in the industry, which is why everyone's pushing for this remote use of biometrics to be able to allow consumers to do these types of things from home. But the key unlocking mechanism for this is liveness. And that's the importance of it. And it's not stagnant liveness. You have to continue to improve it, get better on it, you know, see what bad actors are doing, and then continue to improve upon the system. You need to stay 2 steps ahead of the bad actors,
Right.
so they don't catch you.
The
They're
great
gonna
dance
continue.
between the bad actors and yeah.
The break dance?
Or the great dance.
Oh, the great dance. I was gonna say I tried breakdancing when I was young, and that was
Did you?
We all did.
yeah,
We all had a breakdancing phase.
pretty embarrassing to see me try to do the worm. The spin on the back never really
Yeah,
happened. Very
I'm really
well.
good at like the
Yeah.
getting ready. AJ, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
This is a real treat.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time.
yeah.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks. Enjoy the rest of the show for sure. Thanks.